So I call the guy back up, even though we just had a terrible date. Fast forward, we're back at his place. And it has got to be the smallest dick I've ever seen. To make matters worse, instead of pulling out just like a normal condom to like wrap his shit, he pulls out a Magnum.
It's a weird move. Liv, what the fuck's going on?
Not much. Enjoying my holiday.
Nice, except for the lack of sushi.
Yeah, I'm really sad about the lack of sushi. I thought with the amount of people that have been saying they're working on Christmas or during the Christmas holiday, and then to say that there's so many things closed, I don't know. I feel lied to. I feel like people are lying about what they're doing for the holiday.
So you just gotta come over the fucking hill.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, the valley is still the suburbs.
It kind of is, yeah. I'm slowly learning that all over again.
Plenty of shit open. Why don't you come over the hill where it's nice? I understand that, work is in the valley. But life is on this side of the hill.
I mean, kinda.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah. Including all the crazy crackheads.
Oh, yeah. There's no crackheads in the valley. None.
Well, they're starting to trickle in.
Oh,
They're spilling in.
I was just talking about the ones. Never mind. I was just making a joke about our peers.
Oh, well then, yeah, they're all in the valley.
Some of our peers, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Please don't.
For legal purposes, this is a joke.
Well, then I don't want someone to think I'm specifically calling them out about their habits.
Oh no, I'm generalizing you guys as fuck.
I mean, I don't think it's any state secret that like substances are sometimes imbibed in this industry.
Oh my god, it's actually really sad.
Yes, it can be.
Mm-hmm.
We're just bringing it down. 30 seconds into the show, just like.
But you know what? We're gonna bring it back up because I'm drinking, I smoked, I'm having a great fucking time.
Hell yeah. 45 seconds from now, like, why did I do this again? There's a reason I haven't been on the show in years. No, I'm just fucking with you.
No, this is my third time on.
I know.
I feel like after my second time, I would have decided whether or not this was the show for me.
Well, yeah. It's honestly been too long since you've been on.
I know. How long has it been now?
Oh, a couple of years at least.
A good couple of years, at least since COVID, I want to say.
Yeah, I feel like the last time you were on was like in early 2020, like right as shit was shutting down.
As stuff was shutting down or just reopening?
In some weird mix, because we definitely went out for dinner outdoors.
Yes.
We went to a fucking nice steakhouse and sat outdoors.
Yes. Everything was tented up still.
Yeah.
There were still very strict COVID guidelines.
Yeah, or even though outdoors, our server had a mask on. And
But it was nice.
It was a great meal. Thank you again for it. Liv bought. I was just like, I'm your +1 on this. Okay.
I know, right? I think I was just like, you want to go to I think we went to Fleming's.
We went to Fleming's, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you want to go to Fleming's? I'm craving Fleming's. Let's go.
I'm like, yes. How could I say no to that?
Well, we're in LA. Half the people are vegan, so you never know.
This is true. It's a difficult thing.
And we have like a special kind of vegan. Not just regular vegan where they don't eat anything of animals or whatever. We have that vegan who wants to ridicule you for eating meat and then they're snorting ketamine off somebody's ass.
How do you know that was ethically sourced ketamine, buddy?
And then they have the audacity to be like, well, I have a prescription.
Well, that's fine.
Because apparently you can get a prescription for everything now.
Pretty much. Hey, I'm looking forward to it that psilocybin's getting to the point where it's like getting near marijuana. Like there are like flat out psilocybin stands now.
Yeah. I mean, Oregon kind of helped with that.
Well, look at Oregon leading the way. Your home state.
I miss it so much. But then again, when you look at their education system, you realize, oh my God, you're still flawed as hell.
Well, that's when they need the drugs.
Fair enough.
Life's confusing and scared. I might as well get high.
Let's just go out into the woods and just trip out on these mushrooms that I didn't grow in my backyard,
Right?
but my neighbor might have.
Or he knows a guy and who knows a guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, in all reality, mushrooms should be easier to grow than weed. They're fucking fungus.
Right? I've considered growing mushrooms.
It's still a crime. You probably shouldn't admit that.
I said I wanted to. I didn't say I did.
I think that makes a conspiracy.
Well, I mean, who's going to tell?
We're on the internet right now.
Who's going to tell?
I don't know. I'm just saying, admitting to crimes on the internet, questionable. Questionable. If it was you and I just sitting in my living room right now, it would be fine to discuss.
It was all hypothetical.
Right. You're researching a role.
Yes, exactly.
This is all just part of your method acting.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine method porn acting?
Oh my God. That sounds like a lot more work than it should be.
Well, method acting just is.
It's a lot of work. Well, first of all, doing softcore porn is a lot of fucking work. So method acting porn is basically softcore porn all the time.
Well, yeah. Well, especially depending on like what role you're playing. Like if you're like, oh, I'm method acting a stepmom. Like you go and like do grocery shopping and like put together a laundry list and like drive someone's kid to fucking
You
school.
get stuck in the watermelons.
Right.
Oh, stepson, I'm stuck. Help me.
Like, Liv, the cameras aren't even rolling right now. Like,
pull me by my garter belt and see what happens. Maybe that'll help loosen me up.
The cameras aren't even rolling. I'm acting here.
I'm in character. Stop interrupting.
Right.
You're throwing me off.
Make your scene partner refer to you by your character's name, like when the cameras aren't rolling.
Mommy Revamped.
You won't even respond to the director unless they're like, Mommy Revamped.
Yes. Daddy.
I mean, it'd be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, but someone would be like, what the fuck is happening here?
Oh, hubby, don't mind us. We were just grocery shopping for dinner. Let us get back to it, don't you think?
But it's okay when Daniel Day-Lewis does it. When he refused, like, I think for Lincoln, he refused to like use anything that wasn't invented in the 1860s during that whole production.
How did he use anything that didn't fall apart then?
I don't fucking know. Well, like, he could use things that were invented at that point. Like, they could be modern equivalents.
Oh,
but
I
like,
guess like a quill pen or something.
right. But it's like, oh, he can't use a ballpoint pen because those weren't invented yet.
That's fucking silly.
Because that's the level of his method acting.
Oh, God. I hope he didn't have any phones. I hope people had to message him by carrier pigeon.
Or just, telegram, sir.
Did he take a carriage to work? Like, do you think he had to take a horse and carriage to set?
I'm going to Google this real quick. I could also be completely talking out of my ass. That's been known to happen too.
Well, I mean, I guess that happens when alcohol's involved.
Or me in general.
I would be very impressed if this guy took a horse and carriage to set. Like, I'll see you guys in 3 hours. 3 hours? You literally live like a few miles away. Well, if I have to take the 101 with the horse, taking the exit is going to be a fucking bitch.
Right?
I'm going to have to stay hugging the right lane the entire time.
And heaven forbid you have to get on the 110 North.
Oh my God.
That's already a death trap. That is literally already a death trap. So,
like, if he took a car to set, I call bullshit right now.
Day-Lewis spent many hours reading books, looking at photographs, and touring historic places and doing extensive research.
They don't want us to know the truth. I'm watching you, Daniel. I'm watching you. If you didn't take a horse and carriage to set, you're a poser. You're a poser.
Fucking, that's not method acting.
Mm-mm.
There were no cars in the 1860s.
But you know what? I'd still prefer that over Jared Leto.
What's your beef with Jared Leto?
He's gross. He's really gross. I think there was a time where he may have been an okay actor, but I think Hollywood is trying way too hard to make him a leading man, and it's just not working.
Well, he legitimately was a leading man there for half a second.
Yeah, back in what, maybe the late 90s?
Late 90s, early 2000s, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, exactly. That was his only era. And then he had 30 Seconds to Mars, and then he should have just stuck with that.
Instead of just being a weirdo on.
No, then he had to start a whole cult and all that weird stuff, try to be an actor, trying to method act Joker. And like, I'm sorry, we only have one Heath Ledger.
Right.
And even Jack Nicholson. Like, you have really big shoes to fill.
And just attached to a not a very good project in the first place.
Yeah.
Fucking Suicide Squad.
I mean, when your supporting actress upstages you.
Luckily, James Gunn took like the good parts of that movie and then made his own Suicide Squad. And
Yeah.
it's like, we're just going to take Margot Robbie and then, we'll forget the rest of this.
Yeah, you know what? I know we can talk about Joker and Harley and, all the villains and stuff, but you know what? We're going to just pretend we never even cast him, and we're going to do a whole new thing with Harley Quinn and make her a lesbian.
It's a solid move.
I mean, good moves, because you know what? I'm excited to see who plays Poison Ivy.
Right. And also, for that male 18 to 35 demographic, like, do the teenage dudes really want to see Margot Robbie with Jared Leto, or do they want to see her all over some redhead?
You know what? 15 or 25 or even 35, I think I want to see Margot Robbie with a hot redhead.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Not some weird guy with, gum wrapper for grills.
And weird tattoo choices.
Terrible. Just terrible. Like, I understand what they were trying to go for, but they missed. Foul ball.
They missed all the way. Like, that movie just missed. It's mind-boggling to me, like, how hundreds of millions of dollars were spent on that movie, and someone went, yeah, this is what we want to commercially release.
I think the only reason I watched that movie is just for Margot Robbie and Cara Delevingne's photoshopped titties. I like the CGI titties. I appreciated those because we all know that she doesn't have anything going on there. I think she herself was really pissed off when the movie came out and they CGI'd her tits. I kind of get it, but it's also part of the reason why some of us even went to the movie in the first place.
Well, yeah, but she gets paid either way. It's not like she's getting points on the back end.
There you go.
So, I understand.
No one's going to see her acting, that's for sure.
Aw.
I'm sorry, but I've seen Valerian too. And as much as I want to say Rihanna is great, there's a reason she went back to music too.
True. Unfortunately, Hollywood's like, oh, you're already, famous in this other thing. You'll sell tickets.
Yeah.
It's like Kim Kardashian leading up American Horror Story.
I haven't watched any of that either. I had someone actually tell me that season is really good right now. Because people are saying, well, she was explaining to me how everyone is upset with Kim Kardashian's character in the show. And my friend was backing Kim Kardashian, explaining that Kim Kardashian is just playing herself. And I kind of understand that. I guess I wouldn't be upset either. If Kim Kardashian was cast to play Kim Kardashian for a movie, I'd be like, you know what? This is perfect.
Not always. Well, not in Kim Kardashian's case, but like, did you ever see Be Cool?
Long time ago. It's not one of those movies I watched on repeat and can say I know.
Yeah, it's not a great movie. I mean, but Steven Tyler literally couldn't play Steven Tyler. He was playing himself in the movie, and he's bad at it.
Oh, that sucks.
So if she's doing a good job of playing herself, cool. Bravo for her. Because not everyone can actually be on camera and actually play themselves even.
Interesting. Now I feel like I have to watch Be Cool just to watch his terrible
he's
acting.
He's just so wooden, and he's playing himself. He's not even playing like an exaggerated version of himself. He is just playing himself, and it's just like,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about because I feel like we see that in porn as well, where you expect these people with these like vibrant personalities to really kind of like create these characters on set. And then as soon as they're told to read these lines in front of a camera, all of a sudden they become these stoic robots, just kind of repeating lines they had to memorize.
yep.
Yeah, that's painful to watch.
Well, there's a reason that there's a Best Performer award and a Best Actor award.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you could be amazing at fucking and maybe not so good with the words.
I mean, I think that's why I was really offended when I got nominated for my first ever non-sex role last year. I was like, damn, no one even wants to watch me get fucked anymore. But at least that means I'm a pretty good actress.
Right? And I'm sure there are people that still want to watch you get fucked.
I mean, I guess there's a niche for everybody.
Oh, you are not. Oh, you are not a niche category. There are people out there that definitely want to watch you get railed, Liv.
I appreciate them. They help keep a roof over my head.
I hope so. I mean,
I honestly wish I was a little bit more nichey, actually.
you could go that way. You could just get wild with it.
What I'm saying is, if I was a little bit more nichey, I don't know if my performance or anything could really change. I mean, part of who I am really goes into my performance. So, which is why I tend to be a little bit more universal, which is why I kind of wish if I was nichier, I would get that like niche fan base, which tends to be really fucking loyal.
They're fucking fanatics at that
They're
point.
fanatics and they blow your career up. So I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I have longevity. I'm doing good. I got a roof over my head. I got bills paid. But if I was a niche, oh man, I'd probably be a little sedity right now.
I mean, you are Liv Revamped. You could just revamp yourself again. Good.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe next time you see me, I'll have a buzz cut and tattoos.
I mean, we can go get the clippers. We can get you the buzz cut right now.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're ready quite yet.
Oh, you don't want to give me the exclusive? I see how it is.
Well, I
I see how it is.
I
see.
I don't trust your barber skills, to be perfectly honest.
I'm wearing a hat. You can't tell how bad it is.
Well, then why would I trust you on my head?
Well, I can't see my own head. And I'm just going to clip it. It's not like I have to style it. It's not like I'm going to give you layers.
No, no, no. If I'm going to buzz this, it's going to be styled. It's going to look fly.
You don't want to just G.I. Jane it in here?
No, I don't even think I trust you to G.I. Jane me. But I love you, but no.
I mean, my hands are steady. It's cool. It's fine. It's good. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No dicks. Maybe
but
a couple.
I do love that movie. Holy shit, do I love that movie. Demi Moore and I, man, the things I would do for her if I had the opportunity.
And then you'd be Eskimo Sisters with Bruce Willis.
That's okay with me.
Oh, no. I was saying that as a positive.
Right? Oh, my God. But I feel like with the amount of people in Hollywood I've fucked at this point, I'm pretty much Eskimo Sisters with everybody.
True. At least, yeah. It's like there's 6 stages of Kevin Bacon up in there at this point.
Well, I've fucked at least one Avenger by now, so I feel like that helps.
We're not going to throw him under the bus on air.
No.
Because I know who.
Yeah, you know who. I love the guessing game.
Well, yeah, we'll leave the audience guessing.
Because you know what? I love the audience because they're going to assume it's going to be one of the later Avengers. Like, oh, it couldn't be. And it's just like, okay, well, you make your assumptions. That's cool with me.
I mean, we don't want to tell them that your pussy killed Chadwick Boseman. Too soon?
Too soon.
Rest in peace, Chadwick.
Bless him. And you know what? My dog is wearing a T'Challa sweater right now. I shit you not. As soon as I go home, I'll send you a picture and he's going to be wearing his T'Challa sweater.
Just for the internet that doesn't understand humor, that was a joke that did not happen.
It did not happen. It did not happen. I wish it happened. Oh God, do I wish it happened.
Right? You could have been the last person he fucked.
Man. But he was married with kids, everybody. He had a whole ass family. And
Yeah, people with families can, as long as it's not against the rules, do whatever they want to do. As long as him and his wife agree that it's cool.
mm-hmm. True that. Hollywood's filled with those couples.
Right. Like, we got to stay married for the fucking, for the paparazzi, but, go get yours.
And you know what? Even though I'm tired of hearing about them, I'm bringing them up. I am fucking sick of Jada Pinkett Smith and fucking Will Smith. I'm not sick of Will Smith, but I'm sick of Jada. I'm sick and sick and sick of Jada. I feel like she is just milking the whole, like, we're separated, we're broken up, there was an entanglement, there was this. It's just like, stop using this poor man for clout. Will Smith has been everybody's fun older brother, cool uncle, fucking father who fucking wasn't, or fucking stepped up when no one else could. Like, leave Will Smith alone, okay? He is our national treasure.
Unless you're Chris Rock.
Unless you're Chris Rock. But you know what?
I mean, it's only like a year and a half ago when that happened, but like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I don't think you've been on since that happened.
I know. Honestly, I laughed because I'm immature. But okay, I think the reason I'm so fed up by all of that is because when you watch the video and you watch Chris on stage making these jokes, and the camera pans over to Jada and Will. Will is laughing. Will is having a good old time. He is enjoying himself. And then you see Jada look over to him and just stare daggers into him like, if you don't fucking do something, there's going to be a fucking problem. And then as soon as it cuts back to them, it shows Will getting on stage and slapping the shit out of Chris. And it's just like, she wasn't worth it, bro. She was not worth it. For her to make you do all that and put your career in jeopardy just to throw you under the bus at the end of the day and talk about how you're not even the love of my life, Tupac was the love of my life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just like, wow. It baffles me, regardless of whether or not it's Hollywood, personal life, that people would marry into relationships that don't bring them satisfaction and love. Like, why would you marry someone that you would be so easily willing to ridicule and humiliate like that?
Well, I don't know if they got that way day one. They've been together a long fucking time. They got adult children together at this point. So they may have fucking grown apart. It's very possible that, like, when Jada and them and Will got involved, they were fine. They were good. They had the kids. They were good. And then they just fucking grew apart. Shit happens.
But I mean, grow apart, but don't throw your whether significant other, ex-significant other, don't throw them under the bus just because it didn't work out.
Well, I agree.
Because at the end of the day, you chose to be with them. And, sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you end up in relationships with people that are terrible people. And
I'll
then
drink to that.
Shit, all of us can.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I feel like we've all dated terrible people, or most of us have dated terrible people. But I don't think either of them were ever necessarily terrible people. And to be fair, I don't know what happened behind closed doors. I don't know what's going on in their relationship. I'm only assuming from what I can see from the outside perspective. But from an outsider's perspective into this relationship that seemed to have no major issues, no major toxicity, at the end of the day, you made a decision to be with this person who you loved at some point. And so even if it didn't work out, why would you continue to like humiliate and ridicule them, especially being the mother or father of your child? Because, I mean, personally speaking, if I make the decision to reproduce and have a child with someone, I'm not going to sit here, especially live on the air with anybody, and talk down about them. Maybe things didn't work out. Maybe there's things I know about them that nobody else knows. But still, from what everybody else knows and can see, they are the mother or father of my children, and I'm not going to sit here and embarrass them just so my children can see this dynamic growing up and believe this is an appropriate relationship between two people who once loved each other. It's just ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Put on the show for the kids.
Yes.
Now, there are no kids involved. Whatever.
Then she's the fucking whore. I don't. She's a fucking whore. But no, for real though, there are kids involved. There are families involved. You guys are tied to each other for the rest of your lives. So, I mean, unfortunately, especially being entertainers, maybe you guys got to play it up for the cameras a little bit more.
Right. But also, is she playing it up for the cameras? Are they playing it up for the cameras to get some more fucking attention?
That's a good question, too. But you know what? If that's the case, Will, what are you doing? Stand up.
Well, it could be one of those things where, like, I love how we became a celebrity gossip show all of a sudden. But it could be one of those things where, like, Will's trying to do the right thing, so Will just looks like a bitch in the situation. He's like, oh, I'm not looking to badmouth my baby mama. I'm not looking. Yeah, she fucked my son's friend that's half her age.
But now there's all that gossip about him possibly being gay and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's why I'm like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired.
Well, and that could be the other reason that he's not acting up is like, oh shit, she could actually out me.
I mean, that is half the motherfuckers in Hollywood too.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like being gay is much more socially acceptable these days. But I don't know how.
But the thing is, especially within the Black community, being gay is still a huge taboo.
For sure. For sure. Well, and especially if you're someone who's been presenting for...
Heteronormative presenting, yeah.
Yeah, for 30-something years at this point. To come out 30-something years later would completely erode the whole, like, vision of you've portrayed to fucking America. Your strong father leading roles go right out the window.
But I feel like that's kind of what happened when the slap happened, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Will lost reportedly hundreds of millions of dollars in deals that just fucking evaporated.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to hit somebody and have it be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, at least knock them out.
Right? Fuck, don't leave them standing on stage to continue talking about it.
Right? I mean, Chris took that hit like a gangster.
No, seriously, with his hands behind his back.
Yep.
Like, stayed on his feet. Bless him.
Stayed on his...
Will's a big dude.
Yeah. And as someone pointed out, like, Will is from West Philadelphia. Like...
I wonder how hard his cock was.
Which one of them? Chris Rock's like, normally I gotta pay for this shit.
And Will's like, damn, usually I have to do this to Jada.
Yeah, he's not used to them not falling down.
That's bad. That's bad. We're entering Matt Rife territory now.
I'm not saying that any of it was justified about her cooking or anything. I love that, like, the Matt Rife special dropped, and some of the first tweets I saw was like, someone being like, man, I feel sorry for everyone who fucked him at AVN.
Oh my God. Right? I know at least a couple people who made out with him. Yeah. I considered it. But more like just out of curiosity. I mean, who doesn't? But at the end of the day, I have 3 no-nos when it comes to like who I can fuck as a porn star in this industry. My 3 big no-nos are no rappers, no athletes, and no fucking comedians. No, never. Because they're all on some other shit.
So mainstream actors are okay.
I mean, they might be a little weird, but so far they keep their mouth shut.
Oh, really? You just want discretion. I got it.
A little bit, and to be treated like a human being, you know?
Well, that should definitely be the priority.
But that's my point about these big 3 no-nos is they don't treat you like human beings. They treat you like a phone call at 2 a.m.
I hate to break it to you, a lot of unsuccessful dudes do the same thing.
Well, I mean, I'd like people to assume that I don't really fuck around with people who are unsuccessful to begin with.
Maybe you have feelings, Liv. Maybe you like someone.
Well, I mean, I suck his dick for my OnlyFans.
Well, I'm just saying, present company excluded. Like in the history of your life, I don't think you're a person who was just like, so what's your status? Was your big determining factor from the jump. I don't like, I think that you actually, value other humans, not just what, their career is.
To be perfectly honest, one of the main reasons I even got into porn was because I didn't want to be the girl just hooking up with guys for the hell of it. I was like, if I'm going to hook up with guys, I want to get fucking paid for it. And I don't want to fuck just anybody. I want to fuck successful, attractive men. Maybe not so attractive, but I want to fuck successful men. I'm not going to waste my time with these fucking losers and bottom feeders. I'm going to be completely honest. That's how I got into porn. I'm not going to fuck around with fucking losers.
Okay, fair. Fair. I'm amused by that are comedic actors okay?
Define comedic actor.
Well, maybe they were once a comedian and now they're primarily an actor. Like Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they crossed over. They
Right.
crossed over.
Like Adam Sandler definitely was a comedian.
Oh, he could get it any day. Yeah. Dress up as Little Nicky Daddy.
I just had a vision of him like railing you doggy style while eating Popeyes, but dressed as Little Nicky, but that's just where my mind went.
That's like it's just one of my favorite feel-good movies. So it's just like, if we're going to do an Adam Sandler reference, we're going with Little Nicky.
But there are lots of comedians that transition into being actors. So
yeah, kind of.
You're like having to scroll their IMDb first. You're like, all right, let's look at your credits.
Well, to be perfectly fair, I am a walking IMDb. I've seen so many movies over the years. I have a very extensive, I guess, movie repertoire mentally. So I can already go through individual actors and be like, okay, you've done this film, this film, this film. You're up there. This actor, who is this guy? He's done what? Okay, no, he's like C-list. I know I might be like an F-list celebrity, but I'm still a niche celebrity.
Right.
If A-list celebrities view me as a celebrity, I'm something.
I agree. I'm just trying to. Okay, so no athletes, no rappers, no comedians, but comedic actors are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what about other musicians?
I haven't really fucked around with too many musicians to really have an opinion about them, to be perfectly honest. I know some girls are very hit or miss with them. A lot of girls are just like, fuck musicians. They're all fucking douchebags. But then you have some girls who are like, no, this one's really cool. He's been really chill. My mother, for example, she has a song written not about her, but about a story she told to the old lead singer of Sublime. So that song, Seeing Red, that's my mom's song. So
I'm glad that song's about her, not date rape. So
right. But like, so it's like my I guess my perspective on musicians is a little biased. My family's always been really cool with musicians, so musicians have always been cool with us.
Anecdotally, the porn music thing, I've seen it not work well at all. Like I've seen plenty of my friends over the years get involved with, rock musicians and stuff like that, where it's like, it works for a while, and then it's a lot of the same jealousy of like, oh shit, you got to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then their ego can't handle that.
Yeah.
The thing that like initially attracted them to you in the first place, like, what do you mean you got to go fuck somebody today? Like, yeah, that's the job. That's what you signed up for.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that goes across the board, regardless of whether or not they're famous, not famous, actor, musician, comedian, athlete, etc., entertainer. It's hard to be with a porn star. It's really hard to be with someone who views sexuality differently than you have. Most people grow up viewing sexuality the way most society views sexuality, how you're supposed to dedicate your body to at least one person, just one, you know. Some people are a little bit more casual about it these days, but still body count is such a huge thing, and then, you know, having to settle down, etc. Just all these societal norms are expected of us, and we as performers have decided to live outside of society. So I don't think people get into relationships understanding the compromise you have to make.
I agree wholeheartedly. And honestly, I think it's societal hypocrisy because as a dude, there was never an expectation for me to just, only fuck one person.
Mm-hmm.
Not once in my life. As anyone been like, yeah, bro, she's the one. You should only fuck her forever.
Like, that's hilarious just hearing.
Right. But 100% in my teens and my early 20s, I was, myself included, my whole social circle, like, oh, she's a slut, dude. Don't know. Like,
but why not?
Right. Well, it's just a weird hypocrisy. And like, I kind of get it from ye olden times where like shit would kill you.
Well, yeah, when everyone had like syphilis.
Right.
Then it made sense.
Or, there wasn't a way to tell the parentage of a fucking child. So you didn't want to be involved with a loose woman and then be like, oh, whose kid is that?
Well, it looks like you, so you're the dad.
Right. But that shit's antiquated.
Mm-hmm.
We have tests and penicillin.
Thank you, penicillin.
Right. Thank you, penicillin. Love you. Love you. As someone who just did a round of antibiotics for a non-porno cold.
Oh, no.
Like, I didn't even get my dick wet for this. Like, just fucking...
That's the worst. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I just got over getting sick last month. Oh, my God. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, nothing sexier than just coughing up fucking mucus.
Sexy.
Yeah, that's why. Thankfully,
I didn't have to suck a dick for this.
I have never sucked a dick for anything in my life, so I don't know.
Want to change that?
Not really. I'm cool with not changing that. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to change that, I could have changed that by now.
That's true. That's true.
I
mean, you're only right next door to West Hollywood.
Oh, not even that. I've been propositioned before. You act like a man has never hit on me before? What the fuck?
I never said that.
Wow, Liv. Wow. Just like,
it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be a man for you to suck their dick.
Well, that's true. I don't think I've ever been hit on. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been hit on by a trans woman. Yeah. Yeah. Gay men, yes. Trans women, no.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm just having a flashback of being in a bar very drunk and like being blindsided by it. Like some dude who's, hetero presenting and like friend of a friend. And we're just like, she went home for the night and like we were just continuing to drink. And around last call, he's like, yo, man, you top or bottom? I'm like, what? What?
That's what he asked?
Oh, he was drunk. I mean, he was drunk. I'm just like, what? So, do you want me to suck your dick? I'm like, no, what? I appreciate the offer, man.
That is so hilarious.
Like, I appreciate the offer. You do not.
Like, not even, are you gay or straight? Not even, what are your pronouns? None of that. Just like, you top or bottom.
Oh, I mean, we've all been there. The last call, booty call. Like, it's last call.
I've never been there personally.
You have never been so drunk at last call where it's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to try to get laid tonight?
No, never. Never.
Well, look at you, Miss Fancy Pants.
But no, I think.
Right? Yeah, see? Everyone else in the room has been there. You are the exception to the rule here, Liv.
I don't know. I just, not last call, at least. I feel like at last call, if I didn't find anyone by then, I'm just like, it is not meant to happen.
I mean, that's.
But if I meet up by someone and it's like between 11 and midnight, then it's like, okay, maybe this is going to go somewhere. But if last call happened and I haven't talked to anyone by that point, nothing is going to happen.
I mean, we've been bullshitting all night because, like, mutual friend, like, we're just sitting there bullshitting. Like, I was trying to fuck her and she went home and, like, the two of us were just sitting there bullshitting at the bar and, like, he went for the Hail Mary, like, just out of the blue. It was just like, huh?
I've never had that.
Tell me you've never been in a bar last call and not had some dude just try. That's impossible. That is impossible that you have not been in a bar last call and some dude didn't just take his shot. That's impossible.
Not after last call.
That is mind-boggling to me. If you were at a bar by yourself or with like just a couple girlfriends, that some dude had.
Which I've been.
Right, I know. You're an adult. That some dude had not just tried to take his shot.
No.
That is mind-boggling to me. How does that happen?
Believe it or not, usually when I'm going out with a group of friends, I'm not the first girl they go after.
Well, yeah, even more reason to hit on you at last call.
They don't even try. They don't even try. I'm either the first girl they try to hit on, or I'm not the girl at all. It's like priority one, or I'm not even on their radar.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I'm not mad about it.
You're missing out on like life experience here of just weird.
I've never even had a one-night stand.
How is that possible? How is that fucking possible?
I've been too scared.
How? Why?
Actually, okay, so I guess I've hooked. Okay,
rewind.
Let me rewind. I've hooked up with people I have met when I've just met them. You know, like first day, just met, hooked up with them. I've had that.
Okay,
but I've never had it been like a one-off where it's just a one-night stand. It's always been like, you were really cool. We should keep seeing each other. And we see each other a few more times until it's boring.
So you're a 5-night stand girl.
At least 5. Yeah, that's fair.
Like this could be, no, I got to know you well enough. This isn't going anywhere. Never mind.
I think the only time I've ever had a one-night stand was the second guy I've ever fucked in my entire life.
Oh, so you have had one.
But not like a one-night stand that it was supposed to be a one-night stand and we'd been like drinking or whatever the circumstances were. This was a guy that I went on a date with. And honestly, the date didn't even turn out great. We went to the movies. He was texting a chick the entire time we were at the movies. I'm like, first of all, who texts during the movie? Second of all, I could see your phone from where I'm sitting and it's a fucking woman's name that you're texting. Are you serious right now? So I make up some excuse to have to go home, have to watch my nephew, whatever. But then me and my ex-fiance get into some spat. I don't even remember what the spat's about. But I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm going to go get laid. So I call the guy back up, even though we just had a terrible date. Trust me, it gets worse. I call him back up. I'm just like, hey, I didn't have to watch my nephew for that long. So if you want to hang out some more, you know, I got some time. So fast forward, we're back at his place. We start making out. We're knocking teeth. Mind you, so a little backstory on this guy. I had the biggest crush on him since like junior high. He was like maybe a couple years older than me. I was a freshman when he was a senior. He was literally tall, dark, and handsome with like perfect teeth. Just like all the girls had a crush on him. like typical early 2000s, like rom-com crush type shit. But I go back to his place, we're making out, we keep knocking teeth. And I'm just like, maybe we're just excited. Maybe I'm a bad kisser. I don't know. This is the second person I've ever hooked up with other than my ex-fiance. So I am making all these excuses up in my head. Like, okay, maybe we're just not on the same page at the moment, whatever. And then he takes his pants off. And it has got to be the smallest dick I've ever seen. Like, even to porn standard. Like I've worked with guys with micro penis. He was in micro penis territory. And to top it all off, because my ex-fiance wasn't like the biggest guy either. I'm a small girl, so I'm just like, okay, I don't need the guy to be huge for me to feel something. Maybe we can make this work somehow. But to make matters worse, instead of pulling out just like a normal condom to like wrap his shit, he pulls out a magnum. Sir, I don't wear extra large t-shirts for a reason. What makes you think you can wear a magnum? This guy, the sex was so bad that the only way he could make me come was with his fingers. And it was still so fucking bad after the fact that around like 2 a.m., I'm just like, what time is it? Oh my God, I have to go. It's so late. I was supposed to be home like an hour ago. Mind you, I'm 19 years old. I don't got a fucking curfew. My family doesn't give a fuck. They're happy I'm getting laid. But like, it was so bad that I had to make up an excuse just to get out of there. Jamie, I'm so sorry, but I'm saying your name. You were terrible.
Well, an important lesson for everyone. If they text in a movie theater, don't fuck them.
Well, those were the beginning days of Liv, of just like, you know what? I really don't care. Nothing's gonna come out of this. I just want to get my dick wet. This is easy. That's all it was. I didn't see anything happening beyond that.
Yeah, it's the beginning of Ho Live, yet you only had the one night stand. You're really bad at hoeing.
I know.
You're bad at it.
Really bad.
Like, oh, but I could see a future with him.
No,
Not
it
that
was
one.
never like that. It was never like that. I never hooked up with guys with the intention of dating with them. There were plenty of times where I'm just like, we're just gonna hook up. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but usually they want to see me a little bit longer. Maybe it doesn't develop into a relationship per se, but I've never hooked up with a guy who's only ever wanted to see me once and called it a day. They've always been very respectful and enjoyed my company, and I've enjoyed their company. So it was never just a one-off.
Oh, okay. So it's the dudes being like, but I want more. Please.
I mean, I can't help that I have great pussy.
Okay. Fair. I don't know. I will take your word for it. I have no idea. Only one of, yep, so, well, survey says, I mean, I feel like he's biased and has contractual obligation that he has to.
None. Zero. We're in an open relationship. You can tell them. You can come here and let them know that I am consistently encouraging him to fuck other people.
Right. But just because you can fuck other people doesn't mean you can say your pussy's bad.
But like, I don't think he's shallow enough to admit that if my pussy was bad, he wouldn't be with me.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, generally people don't want to stick around for bad pussy.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I wouldn't want them to stick around if my pussy was that bad.
No.
Like, you don't gotta lie to me.
For, once again, that was off mic.
Yeah, I was like...
That shit is fire.
Thank you.
Well, it's good. We have a testimonial in the house. Shit was fire. There we go. If there was ever any question about it. Not that I was questioning you. I'm just saying I don't know.
No, it's okay. Because you know what?
I know it's okay. I'm happy. I'm not. Wow, that came out wrong. That came out wrong. Sorry, Liv. That was mean of me. Sorry. I'm happy. I don't know what you're. No, I'm sorry. That was mean. Not what I meant. Not what I meant. Sorry.
Like, good for you. God.
No. Why would I ever be upset that my friends are having good sex or have good genitals? Like, I wish that you all had small dicks and loose pussies. Like, what kind of friend is that? Does anyone want that friend who wishes that on you?
Oh, hell no. Everyone should be having good sex, regardless of what they're doing.
Oh, no. There's definitely some people that should be having bad sex. They're just not my friends.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. If they're not my friends, I don't give a fuck what kind of sex they're having.
If they're not my friends, I don't care. And then there's a whole,
Oh, then there's that whole category of people who deserve a fucking chainsaw in their butthole.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hell, I've just had an incel explosion on a recent post. So
really,
yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? What happened?
Oh, one of the recent clips, at time of recording, it's almost 400,000 views on Instagram, and it's over 400 comments. The greater majority of them are weird incel comments.
Oh.
I wish bad sex on all those people.
Yeah, fuck that.
Every last one of them.
Well, I mean, they're either having bad sex or no sex, so.
Well, and my deepest fear is that they're having sex with people who don't know that they're having bad sex with them.
Like Mormons.
Or just people that are wildly inexperienced. If this is the only sex you've ever had, and well, this is good. This doesn't feel horrible. This doesn't hurt.
I've went on a whole, I've gone down a whole rabbit hole of women, specifically these anecdotes of women talking about how they were the religious, Christian, whatever girls who waited until marriage. And then as soon as they finally had sex, it was fucking trash.
Well, yeah, they probably had that shit all built up in their fucking head. Expectation is the biggest killer of everything. If you build something up in your head, all you have room for is disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in with low expectations on things, it can only be better. If you're man, this is gonna suck. And you're wow, that actually wasn't horrible. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
But if you're oh, when I run it in, that is gonna be the best pussy I've ever had. I am gonna have the ropiest orgasm. And well, that was just demonetization right there. But I'm gonna have the ropiest orgasm. I'm going to come gallons. And then you're just eh.
That's my worst fucking nightmare.
Coming gallons?
No, that's my dream.
Well, that's why I was confused.
But no, imagine winding up with someone who just never satisfies you.
Well, then you should leave.
Yeah, but they don't. That's the thing. They don't.
Well,
because they're religious.
Well, no, people are afraid to be alone.
That too.
Especially when
I was just having this conversation with someone too.
Especially when their friends and family are put it on them oh, well, why aren't you married yet? Why don't you have kids yet? What's wrong with you that you haven't paired off?
My family used to do that shit to me. It didn't change just because I'm in a relationship though. It changed because they realized oh, she is not afraid to be alone. And us asking her if she's going to jump into a relationship is not going to change shit.
No, if anything, it's just going to alienate and put strain on the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force people to get into a fucking relationship because this is the goals and expectations you have for them.
Right. Unless you're in Asia, certain parts of Asia.
Well, prearranged marriage is still happen in parts of the world.
Yeah.
I'm talking America.
Mm-hmm.
Modern America. I cannot accurately comment on other cultures. I've only gotten drunk there. In all my adventures abroad, no one has been will you marry my daughter?
Did you go to Thailand?
Not yet.
That's probably why.
Fair. I did have a Japanese man kind of hint at, that his daughter comes to the States on one of the trips, but that didn't go anywhere.
That's actually kind of an honor right there.
It was a weird scene because it felt like of me and all my friends, whoever had the shittier job was more impressive to the people that we were drinking with.
Hmm.
Like I was there with my buddy who's a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of my other buddies like works in data centers, and it's just like high end IT shit,
Which should be really like impressive.
I guess. And then I was a private, legally a private investigator at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I technically was a podcaster at that point too, but I was a private investigator was how I made most of my money. And then my fourth friend like worked on ATMs, and like we're like, oh, he's a lawyer, and they're just kind of like, okay. And like he works in a data center, he works in tech. Oh, cool. We're like, he's a private investigator in Hollywood. Like, oh, really? It's like,
Yeah, I sit in my car for hours on end recording people's houses to see if they pop out because of insurance fraud.
100% accurate. Because we've talked about this before.
My ex-fiance was a PI.
Yeah. That's why I'm in podcasting, because I sat around and listened to podcasts all fucking day. And went, oh,
You're
yeah.
like, fuck that. I could do this shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I was already working in adults at that point, too. So it's like, I have a Rolodex. I can just call my friends and get them on air. And that's exactly what fucking happened.
Mm-hmm. And here we are.
And here we are, almost 8 years later. Fuck, I've been doing this show for almost 8 years.
Oh, man. I don't even want to think about my porn career. I'm going on 13.
The porn end is 12 for me, so
Yeah, I'm at 12 too.
yeah, I got in 2011, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But I was September 2011, so I was on the later end.
I was technically in late 20, like I would say fringe industry in late 2010 when I was still in Chicago. Like I was hanging out with a bunch of girls that shot for BA, like amateurishly filmed some shit for shit was going on there. Like I wouldn't say I was really working in the industry till like I moved to the West Coast in like August of 11.
Gotcha. So like right before I got in.
Yeah. But like I still had connects. I still like was roadieing for girls and like doing that shit. But it wasn't until like, oh, I moved to Vegas in August of 11 that
Mm,
I'd really say I was in.
right.
And definitely for the first year, I still was like, I feel like I'm a Make-A-Wish kid.
And I guess kind of same because I shot my very first scene September 2011, but that was it until like a few months in because my first agent didn't really get me shit. But then once I got with my new agent, then that's when I shot for Vivid, and then my career completely took off.
Remember when Vivid was a thing?
Right? Oh my god. When I tell people my first scene was Vivid, they're just like, "How long have you been in this industry?" Because people, despite how long I've been in the industry and how long people have actually known me, they look at me and for some reason forget that I'm fucking 32 years old.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
So they forget and they're just like, "Wait a minute. How old are you again, Liv?"
I'm sure you would still occasionally get booked for a teen scene.
I'm still having stepsister stuff being released.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm pretty sure if I was the girl who started doing MILF stuff at 25, maybe my opinion would be a little different. But as a 32-year-old full-grown woman still doing stepsister and stepdaughter stuff, I'm fucking sick of it. I'm done.
For fuck's sake, if you were a real life teen mom, your daughter could almost be in the industry at this point.
At this point, exactly. Like fucking A.
That is something I still have to wrap my brain around at times. Is like it was funny, like when I do non-sex roles and play people's fathers, and then when it started to be like, oh, I legitimately could have fathered you, it was like, this is weird now.
Right. I feel that way even with working with younger models now. And I try not to be because I know at the end of the day, it's still a business. We're still just trying to work and make content and etc. And especially being a petite model, I want to work with other petite girls, but other petite girls tend to be younger models. So at the end of the day, sometimes I have to learn to separate their age from the model even, but it's just like
it's difficult because
it's like when they're 18 fresh out of high school, I'm just like, am I a creep for wanting to work this person?
Liv,
That's how
we're friends.
feel.
You're a creep.
No.
As a friend, I'm just telling you, you're a creep. Just accept it. we'll move on.
I'm a creep. But no, but to be perfectly real though, it's just like when they are very young, there isn't that want like, oh, they're so hot. I want to work with them. It's just like fucking 18 years old. I mean, okay, but they have the look I'm looking for. They're cool. I don't know. There really is this like inner turmoil working with younger performers,
I totally,
despite the fact that they're 18.
and they're supposed to be our peers. I totally get it. Like I recently had Tiana Blow on, who's 19, and like I found myself trying to steer the conversation away from sex, which normally I don't do, but it's just like, oh, you're 19 and have braces. This just feels really weird.
Right, because like at the end of the day, they're adults. They make their own decisions. They pay their own bills. But I think about who I was at 18, 19 years old, even 20 years old. And I was just at a different place mentally. So to be 32 and be where I'm at mentally and seeing these younger performers, I'm just like, fuck, like you're cute. Like you're cute, but not in a I'm sexually attracted to you kind of way.
Right. Well, and I think we as older people have to recognize that like they grew up in a different world than we did.
Yeah.
You know, even what, you were 18, 14 years ago?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
So we didn't have the smartphones we have now. We didn't have the access to the shit that we have
Some
now.
of us still had MySpace. Like MySpace was, or people were just transitioning into Facebook around that time.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I think when I was like 16, 17, did Facebook become a thing?
Yeah.
And then around like 18, 19, were people like committing to Facebook. Like that's how different times were. And like I don't know if people understand how different that is, but those are different times.
what? It definitely was. It's just like try and text somebody A, B,
Oh my
B.
God, just explaining T9, they're just like, what? It's like, exactly. Learning how to text under the fucking desk without anybody knowing and just having to memorize how many times you click each button. Oh my God.
Yeah. There's wild differences. So like the youth of today is definitely exposed to more shit than we were.
Like they have technology. We grew up with technology.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm a little older than you are, but like, I appreciate the age I'm at. Like, I'm one of the last generations. Like, oh, I got to grow up analog and digital.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, my parents kicked me the fuck out of the house. Is like, you know, come back at some point. You know, if we made plans to meet up somewhere, you have to meet up because there's no way to get a hold of anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Where is everybody? Well, look for the house with all the bicycles in the front yard.
Right.
That's where they are.
Like, yo, if we're meeting at the food court at this time, we're meeting at the food court.
And then you came home when those fucking street lights came on, not a minute after.
Not always, but.
Well, it depends. You're white, that's why.
Well, I'm lower class white. Well, you know, single parent home, and my father worked 2 jobs. So like a lot of my shenanigans came from he was too busy working 2 jobs to like actually be around to stop me from doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yeah, I got home when I got home.
So you were kind of like what do they call it?
A latchkey kid.
Latchkey.
Oh, 100% I was a latchkey kid. But it was just one of those things like, especially in high school, because he worked 2 jobs, like my place was the place to chill.
Oh, you were that kid.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's no supervision here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a heavy cigarette smoker in high school. So it's just like, and my dad just was like, there ain't shit I could do about it. Just don't smoke in the house. So like, people come by, hang out on the porch, smoke, all that shit. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of like getting drunk and high in high school and just stumbling home whenever.
I was a good girl.
Well, you saying I'm a bad person?
No, I'm just saying that I didn't have fun when I was in high school. I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to homecoming. I was such a good girl that I literally didn't do shit in high school.
Do you regret it?
I do. I really do. But it wasn't necessarily my choice either. It was just, my family was dysfunctional. And because they were dysfunctional, they were overly strict with me, despite me being like the good kid. So I didn't have the privilege to do a lot of things, unfortunately. Like, let's say one of my friends' birthdays were coming up. I wasn't even allowed to go to the birthday party.
Oh, you a Jehovah's Witness?
No, it's just they were just overprotective. I was the middle child of 5. I'm the third. And my 2 older siblings were rebellious. My mother was rebellious. So, growing up with my grandfather, to keep me from being rebellious, even though I was never a rebellious kid, they were just overly strict with me.
And I'm sure, their pressure, you overcorrected eventually because of all the fucking pressure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But now it's despite, getting in porn, because like sex was never like a taboo thing. They didn't care if anybody was having sex. They were more concerned with whether or not I was drinking or doing drugs or just doing stupid shit. But despite, being in the adult industry and, being where I'm at, now I'm almost seen as like a matriarch in my family. Now everyone comes to me with their problems.
Yeah, because you're out here living life.
Yeah, exactly.
You left Oregon and you're out here actually living life.
Well, not Oregon. So I spent my childhood in Oregon, but all my family's in the South Bay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So they're not far. They're locals.
South Bay is not local.
Well, it's still LA. It's local enough.
That's not LA.
I mean, I don't consider it LA. It's definitely far enough for me. But for people who don't understand, it's just like it's still especially because a lot of performers come from outside of California.
Well, no, for sure. For the people on the internet that are listening to this, yes, that's LA.
Yeah, they're local for people listening on the internet. For people who actually know LA, no. They're so far away, it's beautiful.
Legitimately, if I met a girl who lived in the South Bay, she would have to be a hard 10 and fuck me every time I walked in the door for me to commute to Redondo Beach for it.
Exactly.
And I would still be like, do I really want to do this? Like, it would still be like,
do I have the money for gas?
Ma'am, I drive a Tesla. Paying for gas is so oh God.
Well, then they're worth it.
My time, my fucking time. My fucking time. God, that was the douchiest thing. I've said a lot of douchey things on the show over the years. I've said a lot of douchey things on the show over the years. That may have taken the cake as the douchiest thing I've ever said on this show. Ma'am, I drive a Tesla.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
I think it would attract the wrong type of crowd if I got that on a shirt.
You gotta sell it in West Hollywood. You'll be fine.
Well, generally selling, it in West Hollywood works out for people.
Sell it on pink shirts and you'll be perfectly fine. Ma'am, I drive a Tesla.
But
then the context completely changes.
True. Truth. But legitimately, like, I had a friend in from New York who was in fucking Venice. It was like, do you want to go out to dinner on Abbot Kinney on Saturday night? I'm like, no. And I've wanted to fuck that girl for years.
I was going to say, Venice isn't that far from here.
Not that close. Not close enough for a maybe.
I mean, it's not Malibu.
That's at least a nice drive. But no, I still wouldn't do that. I still, like, I'm not making that drive. I'm not making that drive on a maybe. Like, guaranteed fucking has to happen.
Okay,
if I'm going,
they got to be a 10 and it's got to be guaranteed for sure shit's about to go down.
Well, there's zones, there's rings of this. Like, Venice, I'll go for guaranteed sex. She don't have to be a hard 10.
Oh, okay.
But I'm definitely, like, not driving back to Hollywood with a dry dick. Like, my heated seats will, anyways.
Like, you better come home and your dick better stink. Like,
right.
Okay.
The South Bay. Like, I better be able to brag about you on the internet. Like, if I'm going to drive down to Redondo or Hermosa or any of that shit. I mean, if she's from Manhattan Beach, I actually probably could brag because she's in a tax bracket that I shouldn't be anywhere near.
Say that's Manhattan Beach, like Manhattan, Laguna. Like, yeah. Okay, that's braggable.
Right. Like,
you had to pay a toll just to get there.
Right. Like, she could be like a 7, but it's going to improve my life. I'm not above saying that I'm a gold digger. Shit, I'll happily marry up.
I mean, shit. I mean, that's the fucking standard that the patriarchy set in the first place. So
Right?
find someone who can support you.
Right? I mean, if this was the olden times, there'd be a dowry when I take that bitch off their hands. So
There you go. Exactly. You're just thinking smart.
I'm kicking it old school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want her very rich father to pay me to take her off my.
And if she lives down there, she has a very wealthy father. So,
Or she's doing very well for herself.
or that too. I mean, both. I think it goes hand in hand if she's living there.
Yeah. That feels like an old money town.
Yeah. You don't move in there as a newbie.
Nah, it doesn't feel new money. But also, like, who the fuck in their right mind's gonna be like, yeah, scumbag podcaster? That's where I want to be. That's where I want to slum. That's where I want to slum it. The public access television of fucking entertainment.
Fabulous.
Like, podcasting in some respects is worse than public access television. You at least had to pay to rent those studios.
I guess it depends on who you're watching. I apologize, guys. You have to sit here and watch us talk.
They don't have to. No one's forcing them. As I like to point out to the comments section when they talk shit. Like, no one forced you to be here, bro.
But I mean, have you seen the comment section of Pornhub? I get it.
Oh,
It's like, sir, you came here to jack off. If you're not jacking off, what are you doing here?
I mean, some of those motherfuckers are trying to build a community.
No, for real though.
Like, I've just watched, like, clicked on random videos, like, is this dude, like, talking about real life problems in the Pornhub comment section?
They have full on conversations. I'm like, is this YouTube? Do people just meet their best friends on here now?
I don't know.
And then in between, occasionally they're showing off their own dick pics. It's just like, make this make sense.
It boggles my mind. Like, there have been plenty of performers I've been attracted to over the years. I have never once linked a video to another friend. Been like, oh, dude, she is so hot. You have to fucking rub your dick to this. Not once.
That's so common, apparently. Or at least, with guys not in this industry. Apparently, a lot of guys not in porn, normal, regular guys, love to send each other weird porn and questionable content.
I mean, weird porn makes more sense to me. Like,
well, I mean, if I saw a guy with like 3 dicks fucking a chick, then yes, send that shit to me.
Right, like, oh, that's for science.
But your weird, kinky, like daddy-daughter little porn where she's wearing an adult diaper, I don't want to see that shit.
No, well,
I mean, to each their own, but some of us don't want to see that.
Right. I'm not here to kink shame anybody that's happening between 2 consenting adults.
Exactly, between 2 consenting adults. I'm just saying your personal kinks and quirks should probably stay personal.
Right. Well, just the idea of like basically sending someone a link like, so I just rubbed one out to this, you should too. Like, is that a bonding moment for us? Like, we both rubbed our dicks to the same fucking scene.
Like now we're Eskimo brothers.
Right.
To the same porn scene.
Though in real life, that woman wouldn't let us get within arm's reach of her.
I don't think that woman would let us in the same room as her.
Right. It's a weird move. It's a weird move.
But you know what? Porn fans, fanatics do a lot of weird shit amongst each other.
Well, I agree. Because it's one of those things like we're in an industry that's kind of weird in a sense that like everyone consumes it.
Well, you kind of got to be a weirdo just to be in this industry.
Well, I'm not
to an extent.
I don't disagree with you at all on that. But as a consumer, we have a product that everyone consumes. Everyone fucking consumes it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this other level of people that actually like know, like, are fanatics about the performers. That like they know shit. The majority of my civilian friends, if I'm like, Liv Revamped's coming to do the show tonight, most of them, no offense to you, Liv, would be like, who?
No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
And then if I showed them your butthole, they'd be like, oh yeah, her.
Yeah.
Like, they could pick your butthole out of a lineup, but don't actually know your name. That's
Well, I mean, a lot of us are like that with even famous actors and actresses. I'm like, I don't know that motherfucker, but like, show me his face or show me a famous role he or she's done, and it's like, oh, I know them.
yeah. But I mean, you're generally not. Well, you might be flicking the beat into them. I don't know.
I mean, depends what you're into.
Right.
Are we watching Eyes Wide Shut? What are we watching?
You went to Scientologists?
Well, not the Scientologist part, but
They're in earshot. Shh. It's weird to me, like the disconnect. Because I feel like with mainstream actors, like people have their favorites and like they know. But I feel like that's a difference in the marketing with the product. How many fucking scenes come out where like the companies don't even actually tag the fucking performers, or this isn't billed as a Liv Revamped scene. This is billed as stepdaughter 25.
exactly.
And you may be tagged in the fucking Pornhub notes, but it like
Exactly. I might be in like the little notes, but I'm not gonna.
you're not fucking front and center. Like it's weird because like there is not a mainstream Hollywood movie where like they're not putting some of the stars front and fucking center in the fucking movie. And yes, there are showcase fucking movies where like they are putting a performer front and center. But
I mean, there's going to be occasional people, whether it's porn or mainstream, where we may be a fan of someone and be like, oh, well, Liv Revamped vampire movie. Okay, maybe there's some of those people. But for the most part, most people are going to be like, hot chick, big ass, getting dick down. Like, that's how they're searching.
Right. They're searching for keywords.
Yeah.
100%. But then you go to the other extreme, and then you got the people who are just like, oh, I know what year this was shot because, this is how Liv was wearing her makeup.
Well, I tweeted something like that. I was like, I know when I shot something when I see how my manicure was. Let me see my nails and I'll tell you exactly when I shot that scene.
Yeah, but those are your nails. That's okay. Those are attached to your body. It's okay if you just.
Fans are like that too. They'll be like,
that's the problem. That's the problem. Like, that's a little weird.
But personally, I guess because I kind of had a revamp in my career, that I appreciate those fans who know when I've shot something, as opposed to the fans who are still printing out pictures of me when I was, 20, 21 years old and expecting me to sign those at AVN and being like, oh yeah, this is my favorite era of you. Fuck you, first of all. Second of all, that doesn't even look like me anymore.
Right? Why does this have vivid branding on it?
Why is my hair still straight?
Right?
Like, I genuinely get so upset when fans tell me or like show pictures of me, share pictures of me from like those days. I'm like, there are so many pictures of me. There are so many scenes of me now to choose from. And you still decide to go back to that era of me. And I guess I can't be upset with a fan who just happens to like a certain era, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, it's a personal opinion, of course, but it's like I feel that if you're going to be a fan of me specifically, you need to love the new me and leave the old me in the past. Old me is dead.
Right? Every 7 years, you have new cells.
Exactly. And that was over.
Right? That's literally a different person.
I mean, shit, if I'm going on almost 13 years, it's almost 2 people.
Right? Your scene partners from back then didn't even have sex with you now.
Exactly.
So when you...
I'm like 3 lifetimes in now.
Right? See someone at a party, they're like, didn't we work together? No, that was 7 years ago.
What year was it?
Right?
Yeah, no, we don't even know each other.
Right? Fucking ridiculous. Well, that's the wild part. Like, how many people have you seen come and go in that fucking time?
Man, so just taking a break from the industry, when I transitioned from being Liv Aguilera to Liv Revamped, I was only gone for a year and a half.
That's a lifetime.
And that's already a lifetime. 3 years strong as Liv Aguilera, I thought I'd already been in for a minute, already know everybody. I leave for a year and a half, I come back, and there's already so many people I don't fucking know. There's already so many new directors, some of my favorite directors aren't even with the same companies that I used to work with all the time. Like everybody is so different. Everybody is everywhere else. It threw me through a loop. And even myself, people didn't even recognize me when I first got back into the industry. I was skinnier. And then, plus, coming back with my more natural look, specifically my hair, I played up the new girl role until people realized I wasn't the new girl.
It's like, wait a minute, I have seen that butthole before.
Yeah, actually, I have a funny story. There's this photographer and videographer for ATK. I don't know if he's still there, but he knew me as Liv Aguilera back in the day. He was my first shoot back as Liv Revamped, but it's ATK, so it's all just solo stuff. And because I was only shooting solo stuff, I decided to bring one of my friends that was just getting into the industry along so she can kind of see how everything works. I figured this guy knows who I am, remembers me. You know, it should be cool that she sticks around. He was cool, but apparently he had no idea who I was. He thought I was a new girl. But bless him for being super cool with me bringing a friend, because not every set is okay with that. So,
Oh, definitely not.
like, not okay. But I figured because we were or are friends that it would be cool. And even though he was cool with it, it wasn't because I was who I am. He had no idea who I was. And at one point, he turns to I can't even talk. He turns to the photographer and says, "Hey, Glenn, doesn't she look like Liv Aguilera?" And I start laughing. We're all laughing because I'm thinking he's just being funny.
Right.
Then my friend that I brought to set to kind of like watch and see how everything goes is really looking at us, realizes like, wait, no, he's not joking. So she asks him, do you know who she is?" He's like, "Am I supposed to know who she is?"
Thinking that like your friend's got an ego or something, like,
Right, exactly.
don't you know who she is?
And I'm just like, "Dude, it's me. It's Liv." And he's like, "Oh, holy shit. I didn't realize I didn't realize how different my natural look made me appear to everybody else." There was a little studio launch party that happened around the same time that I got invited to. And I remember just basically being a wallflower because no one recognized me. And Chris Cock, bless his heart, he comes over to me and he's like, "Liv, why aren't you like hanging out and talking to people?" Because everyone knows me to be very social. And he's like, and I'm just like, "I don't know anyone." And like, no one knows me. And he was like, "Do you want me to reintroduce you to everybody?" I'm like, "Sure." But I shit you not, every time like Will Ryder was one of the first directors or just first people to like run into me as Liv Revamped. And even he himself was just like, "I did not realize that was you."
Well, I think part of it is, when you have a drastic look change, and also so many people can fucking come and go in this industry. Like, I have definitely met people that like they've run up to me and like, "Matt, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey."
Mm-hmm.
And then it's one of the awkward moves, like, "This is my buddy," and then they have them introduce themselves, like, "Oh,
Oh, I've done that so many
you
times.
have to."
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that you don't remember them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
But if I get those text messages, I'm an asshole. I don't care. I'm just like, "I'm sorry, I don't have your number saved in my phone. Who is this?" Ends up being someone I've known for like 10 years. And I'm just like, "I have no idea why your number is not saved in my phone personally."
Well, it's one of those things where like there are so many scam texts these days. Like, unless you identify yourself in the opening value, I just don't even respond.
And plus, I've had so many people change their number so many times in like a year. You expect me to expect you to have the same number? Like, I don't even get offended when people are just like, "What's your number, Liv?" Even though they've had my number for years, because most people change their number. And I'm one of the few people who's had the same number for I don't even know how many fucking years. So if someone got my number and changing my number would be a nightmare, right?
I agree. I mean, you have my number. You know it's not an LA area code.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, that to show you how long I still have a Chicago number. Like, That's how long I've had that number. And that's why, like, when I confirm with people, that I'm like, are you still at, and like, I'll give the last 4. Are you still at the, XXX number?
Exactly.
And if they're like, yeah, I'm like, all right, cool, have you. And then occasionally there's the like, go to text, I'm like, oh shit, I did have your number. Whoops.
But I do that too, where it's just like, I'd rather confirm and make sure I have the correct number than text a number and all of a sudden it's like some just random person.
Oh, there are a handful of performers that have changed their numbers so many times. Like, I have them in my phone at least 5 or 6 times as like newer, like, and I got to go through and delete the wrong ones, but I'm always afraid to delete the wrong number.
See, I end up just saving them under the same contact, but then I'm just like, oh, fuck, which one am I supposed to actually text?
Right. That's why I don't save it under the same content, because I run into that problem. But
I'll just end up texting both of them and see which one texts back.
it's like, which one went green? Okay, that's not the right one.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid they got an Android and like, oops.
Oh, God forbid. It's like, oh, yeah, I just happened to change to a Pixel.
Fuck. Yeah. There is one performer in particular where it's like, stage name new, stage name newer, real name new, like, legitimately have him in my phone like 5 or 6 times.
That's a nightmare.
My current one is like real name, where he's currently living, like
Oh my God.
like the city he's currently in. I'm like, okay, this is the right one.
So you just keep getting the burner number. He just keeps giving you the burner phone number.
I don't know what's up with him that he keeps, changing. He claims stalkers, but
That's what they all say.
he is a contract star, so it could be legitimate. I've seen some of like his fan base.
Oh, fair enough, I guess.
It could be legitimate, but I still keep getting the numbers, so it's not like.
I wish my man would get a stalker sometimes.
I mean, we can help him out with that.
I'm working on it.
We just got to get him out there more. And
We're putting him out there. We're definitely putting him out there.
you're turning him out?
I'm turning him out.
Now he's paying attention to the conversation again. He was very engaged for a little while there, and then he's like, "Oh, they're talking about go get another one."
You want to get me another one?
Probably safer to go that way.
We edit. We don't have to, but we can.
She does want another one, yes.
Yes, please.
And I would like an ice cube if you'd be so kind.
The big square one.
That is correct. Yep, in the drawer. See, this is why I actually need a real PA. One of these days, the show will make enough money where I can afford a PA.
I have one. I don't have any money, but I suck his dick on occasion.
Liv, if you're willing to suck my PA's dick, I would really appreciate it.
I guess it depends on the PA. What's he packing? What's his hygiene like?
We'll have tryouts.
Okay, that's fair.
We'll have to make them sign 2257 paperwork, because you got to be able to like do it for content. I'm not going to ask you to suck up. Is that a Truly or is that a White Claw?
Oh, there's a White Claw.
Well, yeah, stop sucking his dick.
No more dick sucks for you.
Wrong beverage, wrong ice cube, like fucking fired.
Fired.
Why'd you even bring this guy?
Fuck, I should have left him in the car.
Just made him circle the block for the whole podcast.
I'll be done in like 30.
On the mic.
I think we should do, for content for you, the great And Now We Drink PA search. If you're willing to suck a bunch of dicks, or a dick, to get me a PA, and content for you, I'm down.
They just got to realize that if their shit is really terrible, I'm going to talk shit. So they have to be prepared to either have a great dick that I'm going to suck the shit out of, or I'm just going to sit there and humiliate them on the air. I think that's a fair trade, right?
I think I'm down with it. I mean,
okay.
We'll get them to sign model releases before we start filming.
Perfect. Deal.
So, you heard it here first, folks. If you want to be my PA, you have to live in LA. First and foremost, you have to live in LA. I am not paying for you. I am not bringing you in from another fucking country, because I keep getting those DMs.
Just to suck. And not even know what you're doing.
I literally had some dude a couple weeks ago, like, I don't know if you have to be aware of this. You have to have seen it. But like, if you mention everybody and include me in it, I respond like it's for me. I'm sure you've seen me do this on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy mentioned one of my guests, like, I want to be a porn star. How do I get it? I'm like, and I gave him my normal honest answer. It's like, start jerking off on OnlyFans with your friends in the room, dude. That's the way.
Advice.
Yeah, that's the way. In 2023, 2024, that's the way. When we got in, that was not the way. Like,
But there were similar ways.
well, I mean, many Vincent clips for sale definitely existed, but it wasn't. You weren't necessarily going to get the recognition to get steady work from them. Where
Oh my gosh.
you could definitely burp into the mic.
Sorry, I didn't want to burp into the mic.
Somebody's into it.
But they're not paying for it. Well, they're not paying me directly for it.
Oh, fine. Don't help me out. I see how it is.
Okay, next one. Next one's all yours. All yours.
I see how it is. You're like,
That was a novice burp anyways. Let me brew one
let's-
up for you.
Liv's like, I'm not going to promote this either. Don't worry. Like, I'm not getting paid for this.
I promote you.
I'm fucking with you. Fucking with you. Do you think I'd invite you back if you weren't going to promote it?
That's fair.
No, that's real. That wasn't a joke. That's real.
That is real.
That is 100% real. Future guests, if you're watching this and you don't promote the episode, I won't invite you back. But that is real, very real.
And fair. And fucking fair. Because if you're not going to give a shit, why should we give a shit?
Right. I'm here to try to make you look entertaining. And I don't have to try very hard here. Like, I'm not just saying that.
Oh, I appreciate
I have to try a little hard. But back to the dude. Dude's like, I can't do that. I'm in Iraq. Like, porn's illegal. Like, dog, I can't get you a work visa. No one's going to get you a work visa for your dick to fail on site. Though we could start a whole exploited refugees fucking series. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I'm so fucking kidding.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's,
Too soon.
I don't know if that'll ever be cool. I don't know if it's ever cool. Like, hey, we're gonna just get you a work visa to try to turn you like that actually is an amazing. Oh my God, that is an amazing horror movie plot though. Like a mainstream horror movie plot.
That actually kind of reminds me. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this site. I don't think it lasted very long, but I did the pilot and the first episode scene for a website called Border Patrol Sex. It was a Bang Bros site.
Of course it was.
It's as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
So like I do the first episode, questionable. The pilot episode. Then we do the first official scene for it. Tell me why we go out into the desert to this like ranch. We rent a bunch of immigration cars, like vehicles. And then tell me why the director decided to go down to Home Depot and hire some real legitimate extras and then bring them to set. And these poor guys, upon arriving to set, see nothing but immigration vehicles.
That's so mean.
Right? These poor guys had to be explained, like, no, that's not what we're doing today. We are actually filming a movie.
Don't worry about being put in handcuffs.
Like, it was so bad. It was so fucking bad. To make matters worse, they had to go through like the wilderness with us. Like we've been, trekking through the
Like they're fucking coyote? Like they're coyotes?
with a coyote. And then we, as the girl in the group, had to be like, oh, I speak English, talk to me, free me. And then we have to fuck immigration in order to be let free. And then half the time they arrest us anyways.
Yeah, that sounds very, very much Bang Bros of the era.
So terrible. Probably one of the worst websites I've ever had to shoot for. And no, I do not condone that, but I was only 20, 21 years old. I was fucking nobody and I needed money. Okay?
Well, and on top of it, that was kind of socially acceptable at the time. The Bang Bus regularly threw people off of it and threw money or didn't throw money at them. Like, if that was real life, if that actually really happened, that's a crime. That would 100% be a crime.
Man, shit used to be wild.
That just kind of clicked in my head, how many people were masturbating to a fictitious crime?
Well, as someone who's done a lot of weird, questionable shit, I don't you'd be surprised at how professional these fans are that jerk off to these very questionable scenes.
I guess, yeah. I almost want to mic him up to ask what questionable scenes, but
I mean, if you
he's jerking off to your questionable scenes. Got it.
to my questionable scenes, other questionable scenes, but mine too.
I mean, does it make you hot that your significant other is jerking off to your scenes?
Yes. That actually surprises me if he is.
He claims to.
Because, like, I've seen some of the stuff he jerks off to. It's hot, but it's not usually me.
Well, it'd be weird to jerk off to you while you're in the room.
Not when I'm in the room.
Like,
but
hey, babe, stand over there. I'm watching your scene. That'd be a little weird. That'd be a weird move.
I don't think he realizes how many times I've known he's been up in the middle of the night watching porn and jerking off. And I'll just, like, come in, peep my head in, because I'll hear his goddamn bracelet. Just and I'm like, what is that sound? And I get up and I'm like, oh, he's watching porn. What's he watching over there? If I'm close enough to even see, I'll be like, what's he watching over there? And then I'll just go back to bed.
It would still be odd to jerk off to one of your scenes while you're in the room. It would.
Why would it be?
Because you're there.
So he jerks off with me whether I'm there or not. Like, I literally just jerked him off yesterday. He will literally jerk himself off if I'm right there. He doesn't give a fuck.
Why aren't you helping the man out?
I did yesterday.
What about today?
He didn't ask.
Well, consent's important, I guess. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
exactly.
just take it from him.
Right, exactly. He didn't ask, so I didn't do it yet. Yet.
Please don't do it in my apartment. I'm not. I don't care if it happens. I just don't want to clean up.
Oh, that's fair. Well, what if I start here and finish at home?
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, finish in the hallway. I don't care.
Oh, deal.
I don't clean the common areas.
Bet. Okay. So what if I, like, jerked him off onto your, like, neighbor's door?
It sounds like their problem.
Okay, cool.
I mean, there are cameras in the hallway, so that might be a crime.
Well, I'll just stand in front of the camera.
You're way too short for the camera to stand in front
I'll
of the camera.
stand in front of his dick then. Then I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, the goo on the door won't be a fucking...
It could be toaster strudel ice cream or icing.
I will deny any knowledge of any of this. This is all hypothetical.
Edit this out. We
No.
did not have this conversation.
I'm the editor.
I'm telling you. Edit this out. We never had this conversation. Then they'll never know.
I guess I'll check in the morning to see if a door's iced or not. It's like, oh, there's toaster strudel on that door. Time to edit that part out. If you don't follow through, or he's managed to keep it in, keep it contained until he's outside.
To be perfectly fair, I don't think that'd be possible just because my arm would start to hurt after a fucking minute.
Professional.
Yeah, but there's a lot to jerk off there.
You have two hands.
It's still a lot. I get tired. I would have to take a break. We would literally have to stand out there for like half an hour. And I don't think we have that kind of time. Or at least we don't have that kind of patience.
That's between y'all and the hallway.
Well, I'm just letting you know. You're not going to wake up to a frosted door just because I'm too impatient.
Fair. I mean, I wasn't going to stand out there and watch. So, I mean, this was all going to be find out tomorrow either way.
Why wouldn't you watch? Why not?
Someone's paying me?
That's fair.
No offense. I just, I'm wildly jaded to this stuff.
If it was the other way around, maybe he'd think about it.
Him jerking you off?
Why not? If I just like got fucking
Once
my
again,
pussy played with and then I squirted all over the neighbor's door, you wouldn't be down to watch that?
no one's paying me.
Huh, that's fair.
It's one of those things like I've been around too long. It's if no one's paying me and I'm not participating, I don't care.
I don't know. I would still be not necessarily like excited, but just more like, oh, well, I've got nothing else to do.
I do have other things to do though. I have editing to do. I have video games to play.
Okay, that's fair.
I have other things to do.
Fair.
Wow, Liv. Wow. You think I just live to watch you masturbate?
I mean, why
Like-
not? Some do.
Yeah, I'm not them. This is why we're friends and I'm not your fan. I hate to break it to you.
Well, especially because I don't squirt, I feel like that would be something worth witnessing.
See, I didn't know that. This is how little of your content I've consumed. I'm sorry.
I actually appreciate that. Because then we have other shit to talk about.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like you're a real person and you have other, things to talk about.
Holy fucking shit.
Right?
I'm a real person.
You are. I've even watched you eat meat.
Oh my God, right.
The fired PA is trying to confirm your reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a real fucking person, and I'm sorry. I don't know if you're aware of this. Like, I only touch myself to people who I don't know in real life.
You know what? Me too. Me
Or-
fucking too.
The one caveat with that is if I've had sex with them in real life. Like if I've had, it's like, well, then I'm kind of reliving a memory.
That's fair too. Because I definitely like to relive some memories that I have on my phone.
But it's also like the majority of performers I've hooked up with, like I'm obviously attracted to them. We've hooked up, but it's just like I don't even really search out their scenes.
But yeah, I think we're privileged enough to be able to say that if we really are interested in someone, we really want to see someone naked, we're just going to call them up.
That works better for you than me, by the way. Just FYI.
I mean, I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Statistically, if we pulled out our phones right now and called 50 people that we want to see naked, I am going to put money that you're going to get a much better response than I am.
But what I'm saying is you don't have to be the guy on Tinder or Bumble swiping and hoping that one of these girls decides to hook up with you.
Oh,
You have plenty of options that if you really wanted to see somebody naked, if you really wanted to see one of us get down, all you had to do is call.
for sure. Honestly, the Bumble situation is always awkward because I have to explain this shit to people.
Right? I don't miss that shit at all. I don't miss it. I'd rather be single than have to go through all that.
Well, and it's wild for me because like I've never been a performer. I've never wanted to be a performer, but I get treated as I might as well be a performer.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true.
I've gone out on
You're an honorary performer.
10 years of keeping my dick off the internet, and still I'm an honor.
Yeah, you're an at least honorary sex worker. You're in the sex work industry. You're around sex workers. You're honorary sex worker.
I'm production. Like I'm crew.
You're in it. You're in it.
I work in this industry.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah. And this has been a discussion on air multiple times. Like at this point, in all honesty, the only reason I say no to doing any sort of actual sex work is I've been saying no for so long.
The truth is we just can't afford you. You don't need to be that humble. I get it. I get it. Your rate is through the fucking roof. I've looked it up. I've tried to hire you. His rate is through the roof, guys. You can't afford him.
Well, because it'd be my first scene. Like, do you know how
exactly?
It's a decade in the belt.
Exactly, and I'm sorry that we can't afford you, Matt. I'm sorry.
Work harder.
I'm trying. I'm saving my money.
All right.
I'm saving my penny.
Maybe if you two save together.
We got a penny jar. We're working on it.
It's gonna take you a long time with the penny jar.
Well, that's why it's a penny jar.
She's like, I'm not trying that hard. I'm really not trying that hard. Like, I bought the man a steak dinner and he didn't put out, so.
So you get the penny jar.
Sorry, Liv. I'm sorry. I didn't realize the steak dinner came with strings attached.
What'd you expect? It was Fleming's.
To have a nice dinner?
Put out next time.
Okay, buy me another dinner.
Fucking prude.
Fine. I will promise on air, next time you take me to Fleming's, I will put out.
Yeah, I want to see that pee-pee.
Shit. Shit. I really like Fleming's. Really like Fleming's.
So it sounds like I must see his pee-pee real soon, guys.
Oh, and that's the thing. I have zero problem showing it to people in private.
You know what? Actually, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'd be able to look at your penis. There are...
Yes, it is blindingly white. I understand.
That's not what I mean.
You gotta wear like welded goggles.
No, what I'm saying is there's just some people that we've been friends for so long that it's just like I just cannot see you naked. Like my friend Manny, for example, and Manny Bucks. Anyone who knows Mr. Manny Bucks, go follow his ass. But we were roommates for a few years, and so many people speculated that we must be hooking up, we must be secretly dating some shit. I'm like, no. That was like my brother. Like I only had one opportunity to ever see him naked, and that almost scarred me for life.
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to say about a friend on the internet.
Because it would be it's at this point it's like incestuous. I see him as my brother, so seeing him naked would be like horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Like no one wants to see their brother naked, or at least I would hope most people don't want to see their brother naked. But I don't want to see my brother naked, so I definitely don't want to see someone who I view like a brother naked.
No, I'm not going to get a steak.
I mean, I'm still going to get you a steak.
Okay, cool. Even better, I don't have to put out and I get a steak. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I get to eat a delicious steak and be lazy. Fuck yeah.
But I like
because I'd feel like I have to put in work at that point. Like it's like I'd have to service you at that point for a fucking
at least put on makeup.
Ouch. Ouch. God damn. Wow.
I want to see the dress and heels. Okay, get dressed up for me. That's all I ask.
I mean I got no shame.
Okay.
I just don't know I'll be really awkward in heels. I'd be really awkward. I don't think I'm coordinated enough for them.
Well, we'll make them chunky heels. They don't got to be tall. Just something to make your butt pop.
All right.
Right? Okay.
Things you do for a good steak dinner.
What you do for Fleming's.
Right. This just seems like it escalated horribly. Like last time I didn't have to do anything. Like we had a nice steak dinner. We went and did a podcast afterwards. Now I got to fucking go and drag. I'm not shaving though. Anything.
I don't want you to shave. I love that Mediterranean look in women.
Including my legs?
Mm.
All right.
I'll braid that shit with my tongue.
Now it's very mixed signals. Like, whoa. I'll braid your leg hair with my tongue, but do not pull that skirt up. Do not pull that skirt up.
No, don't ruin the illusion for me.
Whatever you do, it has to stay below the thigh. Whatever you do.
Do you grow hair on your thighs? Some guys don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You're just like a wildebeest. Like, I'm hairy.
I'm a pretty hairy Jew, yeah. As I've gotten older, like I started to develop back hair. And it's patchy, which kind of bothers me more.
Oh, no. Pobrecito.
It's like, why is there just like one rogue hair, like right here? It's long. It's like, and there's just spots where it's like, I can't quite get it with the razor.
Oh.
I legitimately looked at like laser hair removal for my back. Like, I don't take my shirt off all that often. I don't know why. I was just like, something about this is just like, it needs to go.
Well, I mean, you're in California. You're in LA. I'm assuming you go to the beach often enough.
No.
No, not at all? Not even during the summer?
In the 10 years I've lived in LA, I have probably gone to the beach, like, to hang out at the beach less than 5 times. And every time, it was just to drink on a rooftop bar near the beach.
Oh, excuse me. You sound like me, though. That's me, too.
Yeah, there's a reason I live in Hollywood.
I was just going to say, I live in the Valley. I think most of us, especially because, yeah, you're born and raised LA?
No, I'm Chicago.
Oh, right. Okay, I scratched that then. Never mind. But I was going to say,
wow, I give you those kind of vibes?
Ouch, what's that supposed to mean? I was born here.
I'm sorry.
But that's fair. But I was going to say, if you're born and raised Los Angelino, whatever, we go to the beach occasionally, but most of us don't actually go to the beach regularly. And I feel like people who aren't from LA usually, because obviously you're not a part of that, usually try to go to the beach as often as possible. They make it like their whole personality sometimes.
No, I'm a scumbag urban kid. Like, I barely ever went to the beach in Chicago.
Well, I mean, is that a real beach?
Lake Michigan is definitely a real beach. There's definitely real beaches in. Yes, there are many beaches in Chicago.
This will be an argument between Californians and Chicagoans
Yeah.
for another time.
Yes.
That's not a beach. But anyways.
There's sand and water. What the fuck else would it be?
What's it called? Lake Michigan?
That is a Great Lake. The fucking Great Lake. It is. It's a fucking Great Lake.
You gotta vote this.
You're not on the mic.
Just saying. It is a fucking beach. There are multiple places in Chicago called X
God.
Street Beach. It has beach in the fucking name. Beach in the name.
Yeah, but go to the beach at the lake.
Yeah. People drown there too.
Sorry.
I don't know why you're. It's a thing. It exists.
It's not a beach.
It is a beach. Where does this beach elitism come from?
It's a lake.
Yeah. It's a fucking large body of water.
Yes, it's a lake. Not the ocean. It's not the ocean.
Are you saying there can only be beaches at the ocean?
Yes.
So everyone swimming in the Mediterranean can't be on a beach?
Nope. But no, actually, yes, they can because it's the Mediterranean Sea.
It's a sea,
It's a sea, not a lake.
not an ocean.
It's not a lake.
Oh, okay. So the minute it's a lake, it's a lake. That's when it can't be a beach.
Yes, because I would go lay on the lake beach side.
All those people in Texas at Lake Havasu, they're not going. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lake.
and that's in Arizona, not Texas. I was wrong. I've been drinking.
Okay. But that is an argument neither of us will win. Okay.
Right, because I already won it.
Argue with your mama.
No, she agrees with me.
I'm sure she does.
Mostly because she's senile. Anywho.
But my point being is most people not from LA usually go, or when they move to LA, try to go to the beach as often as possible.
Well, for me, when I first visited LA, some buddies from my high school were living in Venice, like a couple blocks off like Windward where the Venice sign is. And I came out to visit for like a week, and I fucking hated Venice.
No, I hate Venice. I still hate Venice.
Well, and this is also like mid-2000s weird Venice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons I disliked the West Side, like at the time. Part of it was like,
I mean, I still kind of do.
I don't dislike it as much as I did then. But one of the things I really disliked about it was Chicago, for better or worse, is a fucking 24-hour town. Like, I could close the bar and my options for food all over the fucking place. Like, I knew a 24-hour shawarma spot, like a ton of different diners. There was always like food readily available. We closed these fucking bars in LA on the West Side. And it's like, where are we getting late night food, man? It's like Denny's. Like, what do you mean Denny's? there is no choice but fucking Denny's. You're like,
No, fuck that. I'd rather starve.
yeah, it's just like, how the fuck in a major metropolitan city in the United States of America is there no food after 2 a.m.? And it wasn't until after I moved to Vegas and I was coming out to LA for work all the time and like discovered Hollywood, discovered downtown. I'm like, oh, no. Other parts of the city are a real city.
Mhm.
The West Side is just its own weird little fucking bubble, and I'm not into it.
Yeah, it really is. You know, to each their own. I can understand how maybe the architecture and maybe the pretty pictures online maybe pique your interest, but once you're actually there really is no appeal. Even that Venice Canal is questionable. I think, take some quick, pretty pictures there, but other than that, it stinks.
Yeah.
It looks gross. The water is dirty.
Well, that's why they pulled out the canals of the rest of Venice.
Yeah.
Little
It's
L-
actually really sad.
Little LA history for the people who don't know. All of Venice used to be canals.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made an engineering error on like moving the water. So it became a lot of standing water and like the whole neighborhood smelled. And that's why they pulled them out.
Yeah. We can't all be Amsterdam, unfortunately.
Well,
Or Venice.
honestly, that's fortunate because Amsterdam's just okay.
It used to be popping. That's the thing. I went to Amsterdam back in, I was 22, about to be 23. So that had to have been at least 2013 or 2014. And that's when Amsterdam still had all the bars in the red light district. So people used to do the bar crawls. It used to be a party central. So, I mean, I was privileged enough to at least experience that once before it became more residential. Now you go to Amsterdam and you go to the red light district, and it's like, unless you're going specifically for the brothels or maybe the dispensary, there's nothing to fucking do anymore.
See, I went in 2017, and yes, the red light district was a giant fucking party. It felt like Europe's Vegas to me. It felt like where the rest of Europe came to get fucking ignorant
Yes.
and couldn't handle their party.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's just not my scene anymore. Like, I'm not sure that was
anymore.
I'm not
When
even
I
sure.
was 22, it was great, but I understand. Yeah.
Like, I don't, well, yeah, because at what I was in 2017, I was 36. Yeah, I was just like,
So you're over it.
oh, and obviously, I like to get drunk and ignorant. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean, I think some of us, like to get drunk and ignorant every now and then. But I think especially once we get to our 30s, at least, or at least me personally, once I got to my 30s, I started slowing down a lot. I started slowing down in my late 20s. So
I don't think I've slowed down that much. It's just not being able to fucking hang. Like, the sloppiness of it.
mhm.
The sloppiness of it was just like meh. And also, what super turned me off was the fact that good luck getting any fucking food late night.
Yes.
That is my like fucking thing. Like, what? Are you gonna let me drink all fucking night and then have nothing for me to eat but fucking French fries? Fuck you. Fuck you.
But that's why you buy a bunch of snacks and like hoard them in your hotel room. So that way afterward, when you're all fucked up and you go back to your room, you have a bunch of snacks.
Yeah, I didn't have that forethought.
My stoner forethought is so on point. Bless stoner Liv. Bless her. She is always keeping me in line.
See,
Because there are points where I've been so either fucked up or so stoned where I'm just like, I could really use like a snack right now or just something. Then all of a sudden I remember, holy shit, I just bought myself a bag of popcorn or I just got this thing of fucking Reese's. Like stoner me, fucked up me, she is looking out. Foresight Liv is looking out. Thank God for Foresight Liv.
see, for me, I was expecting it's a major city that there would be some fucking food, especially like the bars are open till 5 a.m.
Yeah, the bars.
But even everywhere in America, if the bars are open that late and your bar has a kitchen, there are at least like the kitchen's open till 2, or
Mhm.
there's at least like a limited menu that you could. rolling into these fucking places that have full kitchens, and they're like, yeah, we don't serve food after
It's
10.
actually kind of surprising they don't have at least like a 24-hour shawarma place.
Right.
I feel like shawarma is 24-hour in most places.
You'd think. I found a stand that sold French fries. Like one night, I bought a lot of fries and some Stroop waffles. And then there was another night where, because we were staying in an Airbnb in like a fucking neighborhood, and I see what I thought was a convenience store open 24 hours. I'm like, fuck yeah, 7-Eleven. Fuck yeah. Roll in, like, this is just a candy store.
No, God damn it. And I'm sure that's probably exciting for some people, but no, that would be fucking horrendous in my opinion.
Oh, I still walked out of there very drunk with an armful of candy. Like, I gotta eat something, man. But just like,
Right, exactly. It's just like, obviously I'm gonna walk out with something, but this isn't exactly ideal. At least for me, I'm not a sweets person. So as like a stoner or just a fucked up person who's looking for something to eat, it's like walking into a candy store, I'd be like, fuck me.
oh no, I
I'm
definitely.
either gonna walk out with a bunch of fucking snacks that I'm gonna regret, or I'm just gonna sit and cry because I'm hungry in my hotel room.
It was literally like me buying a bunch of candy I regret. I was just like, I want something savory and some water and some grease. And like, I have all these European chocolates now. Just.
Right? Oh my.
And then also, because we're staying in an Airbnb, which is a fucking apartment, the Dutch, for whatever reason, have the steepest stairs in the world.
Mhm.
And we're in a second floor Airbnb, so like nothing like coming home super drunk and dragging yourself up those stairs. Just fuck my life.
That was me when I went to Florence, Italy. I had a suite at the top of the hotel. So it was like 6 floors. It was small because it was a really old building. But once you get to the 6th level and you open my door, you still had to go, like literally opens up to a stairwell. You had to take the stairwell up to my suite. So I'm on the very, very fucking top. And even though it's only the 6th floor, I'm in Italy. So I'm fucked up. I'm wasted.
And I'm sure you've been walking all day.
I've been walking all fucking day. So just taking the elevator up, getting to your hotel room and thinking, I'm just going to walk in and crash on my bed and realize, oh, wait, no. I still have a whole ass stairwell I have to fucking climb up. And they're not like American stairs where they're big and wide and you just kind of clump up and whatever. There's those steep, really small, narrow stairs that you're talking about where you might as well just be climbing up them. You need all 4 limbs to get up those stairs. And then by the time you're up those stairs, I'm just like, fuck, do I even want to get in bed or am I just going to lay here at the fucking top of the stairs?
Just, it's only a couple more feet to the bed. It's only a couple.
Right, but do I really want to? Is it a couple of feet or is it a couple of miles? I don't know, but I don't want to take the chance.
It feels the same way at that point.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, I understand why the Europeans are in such better shape than us. Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Like, if I had to walk up massive flights of stairs every night when I came home drunk.
Their stairs are so narrow, you can basically just roll down them.
Yeah. It's like, yes, you were tiny people hundreds of years ago. I get it. And you're a small person, so like.
And I'm a small person, exactly. So for me to say that their shit is narrow is saying a lot.
Yeah, imagine me doing it. Imagine me doing it.
Mm-mm.
After a hard night of drinking.
Mm-mm.
Less than fun. Less than fun. Like, of all the places I've ever gone in the world.
You would have given up on the stairs of my hotel.
Probably. I almost gave up on the stairs to go up to the second floor.
Just checking in, I looked at the guy and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You mean to tell me that when I get to my hotel, I still have stairs that I have to fucking go up? Tell me you're joking right now. Don't get me wrong. The view, gorgeous. Honestly, one of the best places I ever got to visit. But getting to my hotel room, not fucking easy.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Mm.
Well, note to self, don't stay there when I go to Florence one of these days.
No, definitely try to get a floor level room. Anywhere you go, try to get somewhere floor level.
It's generally the move, unless you're in like a modern hotel with elevators.
But even then, every time I go to Budapest, the elevators are so goddamn small that you and your luggage can barely even fit in the elevator.
I mean, please be fair with the audience. You have more luggage than there is you.
No. Despite the fact that sometimes I like to travel with a lot of shit, even if it's just you and a carry-on, those elevators are so snug. So fucking snug. Like, you and another person can barely fit in there. Like, I'm surprised elevators fit multiple people in the first place when I go out there.
Once again, I haven't been to Prague. I'll take your word for it.
Oh, Prague, Budapest, they're beautiful. You need to go.
I know.
It's cheap too.
I know. I need to go. It's on the list.
It's so worth it. Even if you just go for a week, you know how much you can do in a week? You know how much you can do in 3 days? Imagine if you had a week. And the thing is, it's like, it may not be Thailand cheap because, like, I've never been to Thailand. I've only heard. But compared to the other places I've been to in Europe, it's pretty fucking cheap. When the last time my partner and I went to Budapest, because we went to Budapest and we drove out to Slovenia. We flew to Budapest Thanksgiving week, not weekend, week. And it was still less than $1,200 round trip for 2 people. And we were out there for 10 days.
That's insane.
It was exactly. So it's really fucking cheap to go out there. The dollar goes a long fucking ways when you're out there.
Well, okay. So it's 56 baht for a large bottle of beer in Bangkok.
I don't know
I'm trying
that compared to.
So according to Budapest was, according to quick Google, about $1.44 for a pint of beer.
And that's compared to 40 baht, you said?
56 baht.
56 baht.
56 baht is $1.62. So it's actually cheaper
Okay.
in Budapest for a pint of beer than a large bottle of beer in Thailand.
Yeah.
And for anyone who's unaware of how I travel, that is how I do price comparison anywhere. I always compare what it costs to get a beer because beer is pretty universal everywhere and it is a good gauge of what goods and services cost. Because pretty much everywhere you go, except for fucking Singapore, a beer's a beer's a beer's a beer.
Yes.
Singapore has the highest alcohol tax in like the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So it throws my whole... Singapore is also insanely expensive.
Real? Oh, I didn't know that. Especially with it being right there between like the Philippines, Thailand, etc.
Yeah. One of the most expensive city countries on the planet.
Wow. Good to know.
And heavy alcohol taxes. So...
Okay.
Because there was a point where I was like, me and my friends were like, let's go to Singapore. It'll be fun. And then we looked at the price. Like, let's not go to Singapore. It's East Asia, but boy, is it expensive, East Asia.
I was just going to, well, first of all, for me, it's like you get the death sentence just having weed. So I'm like, that doesn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah, but there's other places in...
I mean, of course there are, but there's a reason I'm not going to those places.
Oh, shit. Marijuana's legal in Thailand? Medical... Okay, so medical was legal in Thailand since 2018, but decriminalization happened in 2022. So, okay, no more death sentence for weed in fucking Thailand.
I'm going to fucking Thailand, y'all.
Well, I'm glad to help, change your life.
Well, it's like, I mean, not that weed is legal in Hungary either, but, you go to certain European countries and they're not going to kill you if you have it,
Right.
Indonesia, for example.
Well,
I've been told you don't fuck around over there.
I mean, premarital sex is illegal in Indonesia now.
So what about people just going on vacation? Even tourists?
Uh-huh.
No Indonesia for us.
No Bali.
No Bali. Damn.
Which is wild because people used to like fly to Bali to shoot porn.
I was just going to say, wow.
Yeah, they passed out like in the last year or so.
Y'all did that shit on purpose.
Y'all
don't want our money. You don't want us fucking in your hotel rooms on the beach. Whatever.
Like, don't make such nice beaches then.
But you know what? Not that I'm trying to talk shit. I've never been there, so I don't know. But I've been told Bali is not as nice as we see on the internet. Same with Hollywood. You go there and there's like parts that they make pretty, but most of it isn't. I feel the same way about Barcelona. Sorry if all my Spanish people, I'm sorry. I am not a fan of Barcelona.
I haven't been. I've only been down to Madrid and like down to the coast.
It stinks. But I'm not saying it's like a stinky city. I'm just saying it stinks because you guys like to keep your dumpsters out cooking in the fucking hot ass sun out on the street everywhere. So now the whole city smells like dumpster. Maybe. I'm American. There's plenty of things to shit on us for, so.
Gun violence, poor medical care. We got a couple.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm sorry that I say that Barcelona stinks. There's plenty of things to shit on America for.
No place is perfect.
No place is perfect. But Barcelona is not one of my favorite places.
I still want to go.
You need to go to Sitges. Sitges is right outside of Barcelona. So fly into Barcelona, see the city, but go to Sitges. Go to the nude beach. Go to the bars.
I don't want to blind people.
I'm not saying get naked. I'm just saying go.
That's weird to go to a nude beach and be like, I'm the dude who's not nude.
There's plenty of people not nude at the nude beach.
That's weird.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. To them, it's not. It's normalized. Because the thing is, it's not a nude beach where you'll go and everyone's being sexualized and ogled.
No.
You're just going to be comfortable. And trust me when I say that they're not going to be uncomfortable seeing you dressed or undressed.
Oh, no, they would definitely be much more uncomfortable with me undressed. The whole blinding them thing.
But either way, you're not going to look like a weirdo being dressed. It's chill. It's a very, very beautiful, lax city.
No, I'll look like a weirdo rubbing in cheese whiz like it's fucking suntan oil.
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah, you would. You would. Especially because they don't have cheese in a can.
Oh, I'll import it.
I know you would.
How many cans of cheese can I take in my carry-on? You don't.
Did you measure that?
I'll find out.
Well, first of all, how much does each can weigh? And then you figure out how many you can fit in your carry-on.
Because you don't want to check that. Like, that could decompress in the plane, and then you have a suitcase full of just exploded cheese.
Exactly. No one wants that.
No, I can't spray myself on it in the beach if it's exploded in my suitcase.
No. Because then how are you going to take that home?
I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm just going to, like, feed it to the homeless.
That works.
Here's your suitcase full of cheese, homeless.
They don't necessarily have homeless.
They have homeless.
Though.
Well, no one has homeless like we have homeless.
That whole suitcase of cheese might feed like 3 homeless people. Which makes up their whole city.
That's 3 more than we're getting fed. And I'm feeding them American style, canned cheese.
I know, they're going to be filled.
Like, this is a delicacy. This shit's important.
They're going to have runny buns, but they're going to be filled.
Not my problem. Hey, they'll have a suitcase to shit in.
There you go.
Perfect.
They'll want to use the suitcase at least.
I mean, that, once again, not my problem.
Shh. Make your comments on the mic.
See?
Shh. Yes.
Did I warn him that this was going to happen?
Yes.
There was a disclaimer before the show started, like, please don't talk off mic. Oh, I've been on set. I'm a professional. I won't talk off mic.
And didn't I make him come sit over here so he can talk on mic?
Yeah.
I tried. I really tried.
I know, we both did. We did. But Liv, I actually hate to do it. You know, we've been doing this for over 2 hours.
I know. Fuck. We should probably wrap up, huh?
That's what I was getting at. We're going to call last call on this motherfucker.
Yeah. Last call, you guys.
So, Liv, it's always a pleasure. We got to do this a little more often.
We do, because we're just going to talk all fucking night.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not kicking you guys out. I just don't want to edit anymore.
I understand. I have to edit enough porn to understand that this is a fucking pain in the fucking ass.
It is. Just a little. So appreciate it. But before you get out of here, tell them where they can find you on the things.
Follow me on X at livrevamped.com and follow me on Instagram at livrevamped.safe4work.
Liv Revamped.
Revamped.
Well, Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. Liv Revamped and I are going to hang out for a few.
Thank you.